All right, let's talk about something that most people in the gym completely ignore, but it might just be the one thing holding you back: lifting tempo. Seriously, if you get this right, you could unlock a whole new level of gains you didn't even know was possible. I mean, think about it for a second. Every single rep you do, from a bicep curl to a heavy squat, has a speed. But are you actually moving that weight at a speed that matches your goals? Or are you just kind of lifting it and potentially wasting a ton of effort?
You've heard it all before, right? You're in the gym and one person's telling you, hey, go slow, man, feel the burn. It's all about that time under tension. And then the guy on the next bench is yelling, no way, you got to explode, be powerful. So who's right? Let's cut through the noise and figure it out.
Okay, so before we can settle this debate, we all need to be speaking the same language. We've got to crack the code on what lifting tempo actually is. This is the system that coaches and scientists use to be super specific. It's just a simple 4-digit code. Each number stands for how many seconds you spend in a specific part of the lift. And trust me, once you understand this, you are going to see your workouts in a whole new way.
So let's break it down real quick. That first number, that's the eccentric, or the lowering phase. Think about bringing the bar down to your chest on a bench press. The second number is any pause you take at the very bottom. The third number, and this is the one everyone thinks about, is the concentric, the actual lifting part. And that last number is just the little pause at the top before you go again. Simple, right?
Now, for what we're talking about today, getting bigger and stronger, we're going to laser focus on just 2 of those numbers, the first and the third, the lowering part and the lifting part. This, right here, is where the magic happens.
All right, let's tackle the big one first: getting bigger. Muscle growth, or hypertrophy if you want to be fancy. The classic gym wisdom has always been slower is better. But is it really?
And the theory, it sounds really solid, doesn't it? The longer your muscle is under tension, the more it has to work, and the more it should grow. It's a simple idea, and it has sold a lot of workout plans over the years.
But here's the thing. What happens when we actually look at the research? When we get past all the gym floor chatter? Well, the answer might just surprise you. It's actually a lot simpler and way more liberating than you'd think.
Okay, get this. A huge meta-analysis, which is like a study of a bunch of other studies, found that for building muscle, any rep that takes between half a second and a full 8 seconds to complete produces almost identical muscle growth.
Yeah, let that sink in. As long as you are training hard, pushing your sets close to failure, it really doesn't matter all that much if your reps are lightning fast or on the slower side. The results are basically the same. So you can finally stop being a human stopwatch on every single rep.
Now, there are a couple of important details here. Going super slow, like more than 10 seconds for one rep, that's actually probably worse for growth because you have to use such light weight. But the science does consistently point to one thing: controlling the lower end part of the lift, that eccentric, for about 2 to 4 seconds seems to be a real sweet spot for triggering muscle growth.
Okay, so that's muscle size. But what if your main goal is just to get seriously, brutally strong? Well, if you want to move the most weight possible, the rules of the game change completely.
So, what's it going to be? When you're trying to build your 1-rep max, should you be thinking about a slow, grinding lift or a fast, explosive one?
Well, for pure strength, the science is crystal clear, and it all comes down to that third digit in our tempo code, the concentric. This is the part where you are fighting gravity and lifting that weight up.
Check out this data. The group that focused on lifting the weight with maximum speed, as fast as they possibly could, saw significantly better strength gains. Now, 21% versus 25% might not look like a huge jump, but trust me, in the world of strength training, you do just about anything for that extra 4%.
So why does this happen? Well, it's pretty cool, actually. When you lift with explosive intent, you're training your nervous system to be faster and more efficient. It's like upgrading the software for your muscles. And you also get way better at recruiting your powerful type 2 muscle fibers. Those are the ones with the most potential for raw strength and power.
Okay, so we've got the rules for building muscle, and we've got the rules for building strength. So what do we do now? Simple. We put it all together to build the ultimate rep, one that gives us the best of both worlds.
The goal is so simple when you think about it. We want to combine that proven muscle-building stimulus you get from a controlled negative with the pure strength-building power of an explosive positive. We want it all.
And here it is, the perfect rep. For pretty much every major lift you do, focus on these 2 simple steps. First, control the weight on the way down for about 2 to 4 seconds. No just dropping it. Then, Once you hit the bottom, you reverse direction and you drive that weight up with as much speed and force as you can possibly generate. Lower with control, lift with intent. That's the mantra.
Look, I know that was a lot of info, so let's boil it all down into a super simple, actionable cheat sheet that you can literally take a screenshot of and use in your very next workout.
This table lays it all out. If your only goal is getting bigger, a controlled eccentric and a moderate concentric is totally fine. If you only care about pure strength, a slightly faster eccentric but exploding up on the concentric is the way to go. But for most of us who want to be both bigger and stronger, that bottom row is the absolute gold standard. A slow 2 to 4 second negative, followed by lifting that weight as fast as you possibly can.
So if there's one thing you take away from this, it's this. Stop just mindlessly counting to 10 or 12. Start focusing on making every single rep count. The quality of each and every rep is the real secret to progress that lasts.
So I want to know from you, what's the first exercise you're going to apply this control down, explode up method to? Is it your bench? Your squat? Let me know down in the comments. And hey, if this helped clear things up for you, hitting that like and subscribe button would be awesome. Thanks for watching, and go make those reps count.